Hello Scorpio, Elsie here to do your reading. It is a weekly reading for you, Scorpio. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. And let's get to it. Let's find out what's going on. We're starting off with the oracles this time. So we're going to get some overall energy with the oracles, and then we'll hit the tarot. We'll do these ones first. Then we'll hit the tarot, and we'll get some details for you. At the end of this video, I'll tell you about how to find private reads and extendeds if you're interested. Thanks for clicking here. Look, if you're brand new and you're just showing up here and rolling up on all these shenanigans, welcome. I hope you'll stay. Thank you for your subscription if that's what you decide to do. Before you leave, look, I'm all up in your business, in your feed anyway, right? You might as well stay for a while. And if you're someone who keeps coming back because you're the ride or die, thank you, Scorpio. I appreciate you. Look, I'm not reading just for a Scorpio Sun. I'm reading for Scorpio Sun, but also Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you have any of those placements, this could be for you. It is a general reading after all. We are starting with Treasure Island. Tell me more. And we have Here and Now. Oh, this is a message for you, Scorpio, to stop living in the future and in the past. This is telling me here that your treasure, the things you should be treasuring here, are in the here and now. I feel like you're not spending enough time in the present moment, my friend. And I mean, we all have to plan for the future, right? I mean, we all have to plan for, future things that are coming up financially. We all have to plan for future things that may happen in the, we all have to plan wills and, all that kind of stuff insurance and things like that is going to keep us well in the future. But I feel like you are coming into this time, or you're being asked to come into this time, whether you feel like you're in lack in this time or not. I feel like you're being asked to notice that the moment that is now is precious. Stop looking at the next thing you're chasing, the next thing you're buying, the next thing that might happen in the future, a week from now, 2 weeks from now. I feel like you're also supposed to disconnect from the past. It feels like somebody probably still is living in the past. Look, this past could be yesterday. Maybe you had an argument with somebody yesterday, but this person that's on the egg here, something here is being is moving into the present moment, right? Just a little bit left of center here. This is the past, this is the future. It says here and now. You're moving into this moment where something is about to be birthed in the here and now. I feel like you don't live in this moment, you live in the future because you don't like this moment. We oftentimes see that with people who travel too much and go into debt for travel, right? People go into debt for travel because they're trying to run away from the present moment when they don't realize that their trip is really just temporary, right? The problems are still there when we get back. So we got 32, and why I'm saying that is 32 is a 5 and 5 is lack. So I feel like somebody's in lack in the present moment, but Treasure Island is here. I think that maybe the things that you're being asked to notice are things that might not be within your view right now. Maybe things that you're keeping locked down deep. I feel like something's about to come from the depths, something that's been submerged, and it's going to be coming to the surface. It feels like after a long period of time of thinking about what can I do next? Where can I go next? What can I do in the future? I think the universe is asking you to slow down and stay in the present moment. I feel like if you work on being happy in the present moment, that is what takes you into the next moment, which really is the future. But really when you get there, what is it? It's the present moment, right? So the future is just that. It doesn't ever going to happen. You can plan for as much as you want for the future, but it really is so important to be living in this moment, in the happiness that is in this moment. We've got card number 26, which is an 8, asking you to work on that. Work on that. I've got time to go here. We've got message in a bottle. I think the message for you is to stop running from things, is to stay in the present moment here. In the here and now is where your treasure is, my friend. And if you don't see it now, I feel like you will see it. But look for it though. I feel like there's something that is in the present moment that you might be overlooking because you're living in the future or possibly the past. Tell me what else we need to know about Scorpio. What we got here? We've got regrets. Okay, well that kind of fits in, right? Card number 23. We got a couple 5s. Something here is about to change pretty quickly here. But regrets, right? We have regrets, which is card number 5. 5s are usually lack. And so I feel like there are regrets. It feels like somebody here is like, but I didn't do all the things I wanted to do, Elsie. There's so many things that I want to accomplish in my life. Well, yes, but those things are accomplished by paying attention to the present moment, to the here and now. Because you're just chasing a pipe dream when you you chase the future. It's good to plan for it, right? Financially and otherwise, it's good to plan for it. But living there and in chasing the next thing is really no place to live. Being asked to pay attention to the here and now. We've got spiritual message, but look, that's our third 5, 41. So we got 555. Something here is about to change really quickly for you that is going to make you happy in the very near future. Let's find out what it is, because I feel like it's buried treasure. Feels like it's something that's been submerged for a while, my friend. Let's find out what's going on for you, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Tell me more about Scorpio. Tell me about Scorpio. We've got the 9 of Wands. I feel like something comes to the surface at the very last moment. It feels like when you can't take anymore, when you're feeling very exhausted, when you're feeling burnt out, something arrives in the present moment that it feels like you're not expecting. I think you're very focused on still what you have to do. This person's holding on to the Ace of Wands. So I feel like you're focused on, what do I have to do next? What's going to take my energy next? I'm kind of feeling burnt out. I'm doing too much. It feels like you've got too much on your plate. So I feel like there is going to be something that arises from the depths that might make you emotionally happy. But I feel like it's really important that you see it. The Ace of Wands is here, right? What is a wand? A wand is on fire, right? So I feel like this person's holding on to the Ace of Wands. When you decide to drop whatever it is that you're chasing, I feel like it's only then that you're going to notice what's around you. Lots of people can walk, lots of people can jog, lots of people can be outside doing all sorts of things, but sometimes they're just doing it in order to get the job done so they can check something else off the list without noticing the flowers and the animals and the trees and the sun and all of that kind of stuff. So I feel like this Ace of Wands here is telling me it's time for you to release something or stop dragging something around. Something that is, I feel, is feeling burdensome to you, like something deeply emotional. It feels like it's time for you to start enjoying the present moment, right? This is creative excitement, creating something that you can be excited about in the present moment. I feel like the reason that you are running to the future or are chasing the future, or, you know, it's, I see it all the time, people who wanted that Lamborghini and got the Lamborghini and now they can't afford the payments, but they're still chasing the next thing. Well, maybe I'll trade in the Lambo and I'll get something different. You know, it's like we're always chasing the next big thing. Tell me about the regrets. The regrets are the Queen of Wands. So I feel like you're in this FOMO energy, like a fear of missing out on something. We've got a lot of fire here. I feel like you keep your life very busy, but I also feel like somebody here is keeping their life very busy so they're not really having to pay attention to the regrets. Pay attention to whatever is submerged that I've kept under the surface that I don't want to deal with. I feel like it's keeping you exhausted. I feel like you are resilient. I don't think anybody would tell you that you're not, but I don't think you're necessarily living happy. I feel like your spiritual message today is that something's got to change. 555. Something is about to change quickly. And I feel like it comes from here. Let's talk about that. Oh, I'm going to put down a couple more cards here. That's what I've been doing all week. And so this is possibly the present moment or a short time into the future. This is what's coming up after that. Let's put down a couple of cards here. We've got a decision making. So I feel like it's time for you to make a decision so you can move forward from these regrets. I feel like you have regrets and you're trying to be resilient, but I feel like also that there's something here that's been very heavy that you're carrying around heavily and emotionally. I feel like you can't enjoy the present moment until you release that 10 wands, until you decide to put it down. There's no way that you can find enough energy to boldly move forward. I feel like you need a plan. Something will, I feel, be revealed to you here. The moon in the reverse for me is the sun. So something that you hadn't thought of, something that you didn't realize was in the future. Maybe you didn't realize you could be happy. Looks like there is something coming up that you're going to want to plan for, but I feel like it's being revealed to you that planning for it is actually actually, so you can enjoy the excitement and the creativity and all of that of the present moment is what it feels like. Let's talk about the Nine of Wands. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Hierophant. And we've got the Three of Cups. So, friend, I feel like you are feeling burnt out. I don't think that you're leaving enough time to play. That's what it feels like to me here. Everything is very serious for you. Love is serious. I feel like when you go out, you're very serious amongst your friends or in a social situation. It feels like you're always thinking about work. You're the person who can't leave your phone off the table when you're in amidst a group of people. You have to have it on the table, even if it's face down. You're telling people around you, I'm more concerned about what's going on my phone than I am about with the people that I'm with. And I feel like I'm talking to somebody who maybe you work a lot and you can't put your phone away. I feel like you're very serious, and it feels like you're burnt out from whatever it is that you're chasing. I don't know what you're chasing, but I feel like you do get opportunities to be invited to things or be within groups of people who are celebrating, and all the celebrating is going on around you, and maybe you're outside taking a phone call. Or maybe you're on your phone in the corner texting somebody. Maybe, and I'm not saying it's not a legitimate text, like maybe it's work or maybe it's kids or, you know what I mean? We all have to keep connected somehow, right? But I really do feel like with this Ace of Cups that I think that you want the Ace of Cups, but I feel as though seriousness of life is getting in the way and you're not leaving enough time for play. So I think that what might emerge that's been submerged deep within you is I feel like you're going to have to learn how to play, or you will learn how to play a little more. I feel like you're going to be invited out. Somebody's going to invite you somewhere. Could be a soul tribe. Could be somebody just gives you an invitation. Hey, so-and-so is getting married. Do you want to come to the party? I feel like you're going to get some sort of heartfelt invitation. And the Hierophant tells me that you are a little bit reluctant, or that you're holding back, or possibly you're like looking at this is business or fun, or business or fun. And I feel like somebody here is making too many decisions about business. I feel like it's burning you out and it's time for you to have a little more fun. We've got the Two of Swords here. Yep, there is a decision here about something exciting. It could be an exciting idea or a new endeavor or a new friendship or doing something you've never done before. But I feel like there is a decision here to live in the now, man. Who said that? Live in the now, man. That is Wayne's World, I think, if you're Canadian. Maybe you see Wayne's World. You don't have to be Canadian, but those are our people, right? Yeah, I feel like somebody here is being asked to live in the now. It's the only way that you're going to deepen connections with people. I feel like it's time for you to really reassess and make a really big decision at this time about what you really want. What are you chasing? And are you going to stop chasing it? The thing is that things come to you in time anyway, so you never have to really chase it, because whatever's meant for you never passes you by. It's always going to find you again. So I'm not saying don't get off the sofa and go chase your dreams. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that if that's the only thing that you're doing, then you're missing the point. And I feel like somebody here might be so busy with running to and fro, spending a lot of energy on work, serious things, living a serious life, planning serious things, building serious structures. And I don't feel like you're really open to changing your mind, changing your situation. It feels like you're kind of digging your heels in when people say, hey, look, you need more fun. You're like, leave me alone. It feels like that. We've got the Two of Cups and the Ten of Swords. I feel like you might be in danger of losing some of the friendships or relationships that you have deeply bonded to. And so the Two of Swords is asking you, begging you, in fact, I think with the Ace of Wands, to make a change, to make a decision about what you really need and what you really don't need. It feels like a purge needs to go on, because not everything that is in the future is something that you need to pay attention to now. So the Two of Cups is the deepened bond or a deep connection, or maybe some of you are single and you want a romantic partner. But I feel like the Ten of Swords is here. And the Ten of Swords is you don't want to live in the now because the now is painful. In the now, you don't have everything you want. In the now, you don't feel like you're everything you want to be. But that is the whole purpose of getting to be comfortable when you're uncomfortable. If you keep running away from the now, I feel like it just ends up being regret. So I feel like there is a plan or something coming up in the future that you're going to take action on. And I feel like it's going to be revealed to you, but it's not revealed to you yet. You see what I mean? So it's like you're chasing a pipe dream. You can't see it yet because you haven't yet had the lessons. You haven't yet learned a lesson. It feels like there's something that you want that is actually in the future and it's waiting for you and it's going to make you very happy. But until you learn the lessons along the way, I don't think that you're able to see it. So it's there, but I don't think that you're able to see it. So I feel like the Ten of Swords is telling me it's time to release something. It's time to get out of your head. It's time to pay attention to those bonded relationships that you have with your family and your friends and your loved ones and possibly somebody that you could be dating. It's time to make a really serious decision. I feel like the swords, when we're looking at it, is a serious decision. It feels like there's a block for you right now. And I think the block is that you're in your head thinking about what's in the future and not living in the now. So I feel like if you don't live in the now and learn the lessons that you're supposed to learn right now, that whatever's in the future, you can't really have it because you've got to learn the lessons in order to get there. All right, we've got the Death card. We've got the Hanged Man. Yeah, there's going to be a change here. You know, I feel like this is going to be a natural change. I feel like you're going to change. It feels like there's going to be some sort of opportunity to build something or make something in the 3D. It feels like it stops you in your tracks. It stops you in your tracks and you start realizing that it's time to let some things go or it's time to change. Because I feel like I'm speaking to a Scorpio who is going through their life purely on fire, living in resiliency, which means when you're living in resiliency, it means you're only worried about the next thing that's going to fall in. I feel like I'm talking to Chicken Little, the one who thinks that the sky is always falling. And look, that is true sometimes. You know, we're all in it, people. We're all in it. It's not just the US. The whole world is in it with you. We are all under the pressure of life. And I feel like that's what this is. Somebody here is really trying to keep their head above water, is trying to stay resilient. It's like somebody is focused on the finish line instead of being focused on the journey. And it's really important to be focused on the finish line. But if you're so focused on the finish line or finishing something and then getting the next thing, I feel like you're kind of missing the point. So I think that this reading is asking you to stop and smell the roses. I know it's cliche, but I think it's asking you to notice excitement, notice friendships, notice the people who are deeply bonded to you. I feel like the Death card is going to stop you in your tracks at some point, though. I feel like you're going to hit the wall. If you're a person who doesn't rest, who doesn't play, who doesn't take the time to shut your phone off and put it in your pocket when you're with other people, if you feel like you have to stay connected all the time, it's going to burn you out. I feel like you're running on pure fire, running on resiliency, and I think the Death card is you hitting the wall. Something's going to happen here that is going to say, nope, you can't do that anymore. You've got to go into the pause. And that's why the Hanged Man is here. So I feel like something is about to transform you that's going to force you into a pause. Now, I feel like it's something small. I don't think like it's something big. So I feel like something is going to force you to sit down and be with yourself instead of leaving back there whatever you don't want to deal with. Something's changing quickly. 555, right? So something is changing quickly here. We are going to go into the extended. I think there's a lot to talk about here. So I think there's a lot to talk about here because there are regrets here that I think you're dealing with. And I think that's why you keep, it feels like somebody keeps accomplishing and accomplishing and accomplishing. Oftentimes people who are incredibly accomplished, you will find that they have the worst relationships because they have sacrificed everything in their life in order to fill some sort of accomplishment void. And so I think that's what we're kind of looking at here. So look, if you're interested in this at all, I know it kind of seems like I've been lecturing you, and that's not my intention. I'm just reading the cards, really. So if this interests you and you want to come into the extended, then please go to the pinned comment that is above all of the comments, and you'll see one pinned comment there. It's below all the videos that I upload, and if you click on read more, then you will see links that pop out there. If you want to go into the extended, you will get 4 extendeds in a month. for your sign, and 4 for each sign that you watch thereafter. So if you're interested in that, please click the link to the membership. Come join us. I also do readings just for the membership there. If you are interested in a private read, if that's something that you want to do, I do have private reads that I do pre-recorded and also live. So the pre-recorded readings begin at $25 and go up from there. Please click on the link to Hypsee to see my pricing and my packages. The $25 reading will be back to you in 48 hours. And if you are somebody who's interested in just speaking to me live, we can do that over text. We can do that over a phone call. We can do that over video. If you're interested in that, then please click on the link to Hypsee and take a look at my schedule. When you pre-book, you will get between 5 and 75% off the call speaking with me. Let's put down 3 more cards and see what we're going into in terms of the extended. What else do we need to know? You're going to get some clarity at some point here. I do believe that something here is going down. What I feel is that it's something small. Something small materializes that stops you in your tracks. And I feel like you are going to realize something, that you do have regrets about the way things have gone up to here. And although you've accomplished a lot, it's not like you're unaccomplished. You're smart, you move forward, you're somebody who's built something, you're probably doing well financially. Like, it feels like somebody who's really accomplished here is going to hit the wall. And I feel like you're going to need a new plan. This is something is going to be revealed to you. You're going to need a new plan, because I feel like you're going to realize there's regrets. And I feel like this King of Swords is part of that. That you're going to start, the only thing that you can do, I feel like whatever this is going to lay you up. Maybe you sprain your ankle and you can't walk for 3 days. It's going to force you to sit there and think about your thoughts. Metacognition, right? It's going to force you to think about your thoughts and what you've been doing here. I feel like you're going to get some big clarity on the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is someone who is compassionate, kind, and loving. This person is someone who is deeply emotional. This person takes care of everyone. This could be what it is. Scorpio, I know. I tell you all the time that you are the caretaker. You will run into a burning building to save whoever's there. You don't care if you know them or not. And I feel like this energy of the Queen of Cups is the reason why you are feeling a little bit drained. Because the Queen of Cups on her own is at risk of becoming emotionally depleted, right? Depleted of her or his energy, right? So I feel like there is something coming up here that is going to give you great clarity on, I've got to stop spreading myself so thin, even if they're good deeds, Scorpio. Even if you're engaged in good deeds, it's time for some boundaries, I think. 5 of Wands, right? So it's time to stop resisting that. I feel like you're resisting that. I feel like you put it on the back burner. Yeah, I'll rest. Yeah, I'll rest. I think the universe is saying, sit the hell down. It's time to rest. Look, nobody is going to wrestle you to the sofa. Nobody's going to wrestle you to the bed, but the universe could wrestle you to the bed. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this Death card is the wall that you're hitting here. It's going to cause you to pause. I feel like you're going to have to take a few days out, because something small is going to happen here that's going to remind you or show you that, look, you've been running through life like the Queen of Wands, skinning your knees, getting up and moving, skinning your knees, getting up and moving. We're going to talk more about this. If you're interested in any of this, please come to the extended. There we go. The sun is here. Some clarity is about to show up, and you're about to get some sort of big breakthrough that is like night to day. Boom. Oh, I get it. It feels like there's some sort of realization that life, you're meant to be in the present moment and experience it as happiness. And so I feel like this is going to be a spiritual message that's coming to you from the universe. Let's go into the extended. If you want to be there, cool. If not, I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thanks so much for hanging out here for us while you did here, Scorpio. I'm going to go for now. See you then. Bye-bye.